How was your trading week, bro, by the way?
It was good, bro. I was definitely so what I've kind of came to realize I'm gonna do a whole journal about every single trade today and like upload everything individually in the journal sections. But I definitely this week what I came to realize is the method works. The method is, it's solid. Like obviously I know that from getting and talking to you guys, but it's like I need to see it, you know what I mean, to like have a real conviction of it.
Right.
So like this week was total conviction of like, yeah, this shit works. And the reason I say that is because every trade that I was analyzing, um, I would get stuck by the mental portion, and I was just like learning those lessons this week of just seeing that because basically every single trade that I put that I would like back out of because I was scared or whatever it was, it always played out the way it was supposed to. So I kind of just really am having a realization of like it is in my head and everything works. So I just got to like uh, have a talk to myself about that and get over it. But bro, fucking really good week. Besides that, like phenomenal, bro. I took that 800 on Monday. I had a super big mistake. I used the wrong. I was using the wrong chart on Tuesday, so I took a $700 loss, and I was like trying to do whatever. And Adrian's like, "Bro, you're on the wrong chart." Um, so that was like a complete fuck up. And then Wednesday took like a $150 win, and then it's like a $30 loss Thursday, and then like a $70 loss on Friday. And then
Right.
that again was all from me just like not falling through my trades because I see that they played out the way they were supposed to.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. Um, at the end of the day, like, as long as you still have your accounts and you don't let one loss like dictate your whole weekly P&L, like you're safe. You still have like more tries left. You know what I mean? Because I think of trading in terms of RR, bro. You know, and
Mm.
so it's like we've emphasized on 1 2 because a lot of the times like markets will respect 1 to 2 R's, and I like to risk like let's say you have a $2,000 drawdown starting off on a fresh funded account. I would risk like 100 to 200 at first, just kind of like build your capital up, you know what I mean, taking the
I
base hits. um
like slowly chipping away.
yeah, and then once you have built up capital, that's when you can kind of size up.
I see what you're
um
saying.
but yeah, just to kind of quickly go over you know
Yeah, let me see this. I'm interested.
we have the SMT, right? And
Right.
so in this case, like, the market's respecting the bullish order flow, uh because if we were to draw our range from here to here, you see how we tapped into the 50 like perfectly here,
Yes. Yes.
uh while creating the SMT. So this when I saw this, I knew that I wanted to go long, right? uh and then SMT created, we had a CIST, we came up, right? I'm gonna delete this. Came up and expanded very high. And so my thought process was, okay, since we came up, uh, I would like to look for continuation buys. And so I'm just gonna break down a couple trades that I've taken throughout the week, so that
Yeah,
way
please.
you kind of have an understanding. Um, a lot of these trades I've taken on the 1 minute time frame. So a lot of it's like my analysis was done on the 1 minute, and just to kind of quickly recap, right? Uh, oh yeah, also you want to be buying below daily open, right? If
Fine.
we're in a bullish market, you want to be buying below daily open. And that goes for gold during Asia. because that's specifically what I usually trade nowadays.
Is Asia?
What's up?
You said you trade Asia mostly.
Yeah, yeah. I trade Asia
Gotcha.
gold. That's kind of what I've been trading. Asia gold or London session. But
I see.
yeah, gold is usually like what I trade. Anyways, uh, you see how the market opened here? Um,
Yes.
so 6 p.m. market opens, we come down, come down, come down, um, and then we finally have like CIST to the upside, and we can see better on a higher time frame, but generally speaking, like consider like this as a CIST, right? For an example. Actually,
Gotcha.
no, that's a bad example because I would want to see a real CIST on a higher time frame, but let's see. All right. So if we were to consider, everything here, our correct CIST would have been this candle. So CIST already did happen, but during market open, we finally had another breakup. So this tells me that markets are trying to go higher. Okay, and most times, uh, Asia session will do like a fake out. So what I mean by fake out is like a manipulation, right? So notice how we're coming down, and then we do a true move, which is to the upside, and then we manipulate to what? To take out these lows, right?
Uh,
So what happened was we built liquidity during market open, swept it, create that V shape, right? See that swing?
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, if you wanted to be safe, right? Where could you have entered based off this scenario?
Uh, when that green candle wick back into the forward bar.
This right
Trade
here?
that again. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, exactly. Like this would have been the safe entry. So where would your stop be at?
The stop would be at the bottom of the order.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So had you have entered, you know what I mean?
Damn.
You're, you know, by 10 a.m. you could have gained about 4 hour, but that's a lot of like you do one mini, that's $6,000. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to think in more terms of like points and shit too, because I know it's like 85 points is the goal for the week, or 86 points is the goal for the
This is like
week.
essentially like you do one micro. This is $600. So
Damn.
consider like yeah, consider this as like the point value, right? So one micro, 600, $3, 630 points, whatever. 10 micros or one mini, you'll be 6K. But this is like the general like point system that
It tells you like 60 points equals like one mini, which is the or one micro, right? Or one
uh
mini. Which
well,
big one?
60 points. Okay, so you see the price point here.
Yeah,
See
yeah,
how it
yeah.
starts from 45.37 and it goes up to 45.97. So it's about
Yes.
60 point difference, like in the value. But if you were to do it in micro, uh, you know, instead of like being up $60, you know, you'll be up $600. If you did
I
one
see what you're
micro.
saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's why I like
Gotcha.
to use this number. You see it? So it's like, okay,
I
I know exactly like what's going on, but it's literally the same thing.
see. I
um.
see. Gotcha.
Anyways, yeah. So you know, uh, in this case, like you would draw the fib. See how we tapped into the 79
Yeah.
near the 886. But also notice how we did the same thing, right? Kind of. uh we manipulated like down, back into the order block,
Right.
but notice how we're also below this dotted line, which is a daily
That line.
open. Yeah, this is
Okay.
a daily open. So remember what I said. If we're bullish, we want to be buying below the daily open. Like anything below here, it's a buying zone if we're bullish. And so in this case, like we're obviously bullish, right? Coming up. So,
Right.
we want to be buying below daily open and then boom, easy trade, right? And gonna go back to 1 minute here. So very similar, right? Like I take very similar setups, most trades.
Yeah, I see that. I see.
I like to keep it simple, bro. Like I barely use SMTs. Like you know what I mean? Like
Really?
I like to, yeah. I like to keep it simple, bro. Um, we have the CIST, clear as day, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We have the low, we have the high, but also, why does this order block make sense?
Why does that order block make sense?
Yeah, why is it valid? Why is this CIST and why is this order block valid?
Because it swept the liquidity of it.
Yeah,
Both high and
exactly. We swept this low, right? You can kind of see it, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So sweep of the low, and then so we manipulated the low, and then we came up, right? Creating that V shape. So this itself is a swing, right? And how do we draw our fibs?
Swing to swing.
Exactly. So we have our swing low, and then we have our swing high. And so that's our correct fib. And we have our
Mm.
CISD, and then how do we enter?
Based on this,
Yeah,
would be as soon as it tapped in, you could find the C3 or wait for it to retrace into that.
yeah, exactly. So for me, I want it to be more safe, right? Like typically, like you could enter here, off the retest and off the swing on, but I want it to be a little bit more safe. So I wanted to wait for a new displacement, new CIST in this case, or
I see.
order block. So boom, that's my new CIST, right? Uh, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So order block CIST. So we have more confluences for me to enter on the buys, right?
And that's a propulsion block too, right? Because there's two order blocks right there.
Yeah, exactly. One here, exactly.
Yeah.
It's more like valid if they're stacked up.
Gotcha.
And yeah, as soon as it came down, like notice how we like tapping into this order block plus like this fair value gap. When it's
100%.
like when it's like this, when it's like small like order block and fair value gap combined, I like to draw a zone like this. And notice how we
I see.
tapped into 50% of it like a couple times.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. And I had my stop loss just under the fair value gap here. Um, and then yeah, I was in around here and took my little 3R, and then
Jesus.
that was it. Same thing here, right? Um, understanding the fact that we're coming off bullish, I wanted to see some sort of manipulation of the low below the daily open. So daily open, same thing. Um, we're showing, we're showing signs of bullishness, right? Uh, by trying to close above, but then in order for us to go up, what do we have to do first, Vince?
Manipulate down.
Exactly. So what happens is we manipulate down, right? Taking out previous session low. Well, the last low of the session.
Let's see.
And what do we do?
Immediately go back.
Immediately go back, creating a range, right? Creating a range for us to enter off of. Right. So, all right. So you see this inversion?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the rule of the inversion?
That if it gets disrespected, it has to get tapped back into before it does its actual move.
Exactly. So what happens is that we create the inversion, we come down, manipulate the low, we come back up, right? And then we swing back down, retest the inversion plus what?
Order block.
Yeah, you could consider this whole area as order block. But more importantly, we're tapping into the levels, right? We're also tapping into the fair value gap, right?
Oh,
So we have inversion, fair value gap, plus the fib levels, and then what do we wait for? We just wait for a swing formation, right? And then basically, like, just to be safe, I like to wait for more like confirmation. So another propulsion, right? Order block after order block. It's just like understanding that we're respecting the order block. I had entered
I
uh
see.
right here, and then put my stops at the low, and then immediately hit my TP right
Damn.
around London. Yep. And then this day I didn't trade, and then this day I traded. So I believe this is 15. Yeah, it was. So look, notice like when price was right here, okay, I was expecting previous daily low to be swept because you see how price is acting right around this area. You see how price is acting, creating so much liquidity. Yeah. So this is a sign for me that okay, we're about to manipulate low heavy, and then potentially we could buy up. That was kind of my like mindset. Now
I see.
sure, if we sure we could like dump down heavy, but like so far just based
Yes.
off uh the daily SMT down there, I wanted to see. Plus we tapped into the discount too, right? And so I wanted to see retracement up. But yeah, so once we confirm the CIST, uh that's when I draw my fib from the low to the high. So now we just wait for us to tap back into this uh range here, into the discount. Okay, we tapped into discount, we hit the 886. Okay, now you see how we displaced up by creating this fair value gap.
Yes.
Yeah, so I had entered right here. Oops. Soon as we tapped into this area, I had entered. And let's see.
As soon as you tap in the fair value gap.
Yeah, tapped into fair value gap exactly. Yeah, somewhere around here is when I bought. Okay, my stop loss at the lows, TP at the high, right? And yeah, that was pretty much the trade, bro. It hit TP real quick.
Damn.
Pretty sure I exited up there, but just want to see what happens here.
Yeah.
But yeah, are you understanding so far? Are you with me?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's crazy too, just to see like how a couple months ago I was like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? So now I'm like, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I don't know when it's gonna. I'm just gonna exit. But yeah, I basically TP'd up there,
Nice,
and
fuck yeah.
let's see. Oops. Yeah, see, it ended up hitting TP.
I see,
But
I see.
yeah, here's another trade that I took. Right. Okay. So in this case, we uh we saw previous daily low. So this right here was Wednesday low. And
Gotcha.
and well, not previous daily low. I would say session low, right? This was
That's what
the
I'm at.
New York AM low, right?
Gotcha.
And I believe this was hourly CIC. Let me check. Oh wait, okay, so this is a day where I just took the buys during Asia. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I didn't trade. I didn't look for buys this day because it was so choppy and there was SMT at the highs and the lows. Um, but yeah, I took this buy during 12 a.m. So uh, right before London, basically, I took
Gotcha.
this trade. So the reason being is that okay, first of all, what do we do at the lows and what do we do at the highs? That's the first thing I look for. At the lows, we swept the lows, okay? Check mark. But at the highs, what do? We're building liquidity, right?
Mm,
So, I want to target this area. So, once we swept, I keep saying previous daily low, but once we swept New York AM low, um, I, went down to 1 minute time frame, and then I just started looking for an entry because I knew it had to be a fast reaction up, uh,
I
from
see. Just
sweeping
fuck with
that.
that.
Because as soon as I saw this wick, I was like, okay, this is easy manipulation. So that's when I got down to 1 minute time frame, and you see this fair value gap,
Oh yeah.
or sorry, inversion. Still same thing, IFEG, right? Inversion fair value gap. Soon as we inverted that, bro, what do we also do? We did a CIST, right?
I see.
Um, as soon as we did that on the 1 minute, I was looking to buy on any displacement. So I was looking to buy here, but then it never tapped into it, right? But then here, you see how we tapped into it?
Yep.
Yep.
I see.
So I entered here, and my stop was just below the inversion.
Gotcha.
And then look, I hit TP real quick too on this one. Like ultimately, my TP was up here, which if I held, I would have hit. But I just got
Ah,
my little 3R, and
I see what you're saying.
yeah, I was only in the trade
Seems like
for
it's
like
bad.
what? Only 14 minutes, like 15-minute trade, bro. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, it was good. Oh, and bro, oh my god. Dude, I was on call with Sherman, right?
Right.
On Thursday night, like right after market open.
Gotcha.
Um, I actually took the longs during market up, but I scalped it. So I didn't even analyze, bro. I straight like scalped this shit, bro. Cause like soon as we look how clean this shit was too, Vince. Look. Like you can see this clear as day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I basically like this is my analysis. You know what I mean? Straight up. I'm not even kidding, bro. Like, bro, I sniped this shit and I got 3R real quick and I got out. You know what I mean? Real fast.
Damn, that's crazy.
Look, if it's precision entries, I know like it's like I understand why, we
Why it's
once
happening and what's happening.
yeah, exactly. I was in this trade for like cool 30 minutes or whatever. Got my little 3R. And yeah. So once okay, so understanding the fact that what the hell? All right, so understanding the fact that there's a weekly SMT. Let me actually show you this. Uh, all right, so you see the weekly SMT?
Yep.
It's huge, bro.
Yeah.
Like this itself, tells me that okay, it's time for a reversal.
Right.
And once we confirmed it, I just wanted to look for a continuation sell. So I'm gonna quickly delete this. So okay, basically, when price was looking just like this, I'm actually gonna delete everything else, bro. When price was looking like this, where would you say prices more likely go to?
All the
Back,
downside. I mean, it swept a huge low, but then it's super choppy. So realistically, I would honestly wait a little bit longer. But I see
right?
a fat CISD.
You see the fast CIST, like a lot of things are making sense, like right, to go lower, right? So once price was like this, in my head, I was like, okay, let me see if we can come down and reach this low. So
Mm,
let me look for shorts down to this low. That was my mindset.
I see.
Yeah. And so once the fair value gap was created, right,
Right.
then drew my 1 hour fair value gap like this, and I waited for the retracement up. Boom. You see how we retrace back into the 50% basically?
Yep.
Yeah. Uh, this is so earlier I told you I took the buys here, right? Took the buys here, whatever. And then as I was waiting, after I took TP, as I was waiting for it to hit this 50% line, um, what happens is that we have this manipulation down and we have this manipulation up and then have a displacement. See?
I see.
So this is what you want to see on a key level, bro. You want to see a sweep of a liquidity and then a huge fucking reaction. Like that's what you want to see. Notice how like the first time we tapped into the key level, we didn't really have much of reaction. But then what do we do after we swoop the high? We had a huge reaction down, right?
Gotcha.
So this is the early sellers and this is the real sellers. So that's why we always say to wait, you know?
I see.
So like yeah, bro. Like if I remember correctly, Yeah, like somewhere around here, it was my entry, bro. And then I had my stop just at the highs, right? And then I just held, bro. And it
Damn.
just kept dumping, bro. I was so like close to like, holding, but yeah, I ended up not holding. Missed out on like majority of the move, bro. And that's another thing. It's like I'm trying to work on is like holding. Like I
I
know,
see.
yeah, I know where to enter, but it's like I don't know when to exit sometimes. It's like, oh
Oh,
man, like that's like my biggest like flaw in trading, I feel like. It's like I don't know when to exit, bro. I mean,
oh,
I
that's interesting. Very interesting.
that's why I like to trail my stop, you know? It's like, okay, if I trail my stop, I can uh maximize my profit, right? But then you don't want to trail it too tight because it might bite you in the ass, because in this case, I actually trail my stop way too tight to price, and they actually manipulated me out, and then it started dumping. You see what I'm saying, bro?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see exactly what you're
Like
saying.
so trailing can be your friend, but also your enemy, kind of, but more or less your friend because it helps you secure the profit, like guarantee profit. But also it's like you want to let your trade
Play out.
breathe, give it breathing room, you know, let it
So
play
it's like
out.
that between the both.
Yeah, like let's say like for an example, right? Like let's say like I entered here and then I had my stop loss up here like I had, right? And let's say I didn't move my stop. I would have been totally fine. But let's say I went break even. I would have been stopped out with this manipulation. You know what I mean? Like
I
I,
see.
I enter here and then we come down and then we come back up. It stops me out and then it goes down to my TP. And so you just kind of have to like be aware. Uh, you know. But let's kind of backtest this gray boxes here. So as I said before, bro, think of the gray boxes of areas of liquidity, right? But it's more or less just timing. So, like this box starts from 3 a.m. and this box, it ends at 4 a.m. And then
How
this
do those
box.
boxes get created?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like
How it gets?
on the indicator, what makes those gray boxes? Like, is it sessions? Is it?
Uh, London fill color, New York fill color. Yeah,
Ah, I see. Okay, okay, okay.
yeah, it's just those two boxes. But like I said, it's just timing. This box starts at from 8 a.m. and ends at 9 a.m. But notice how almost every day these boxes, either the high or low, get swept. And understanding that is very important, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we swept Asia low, right? But then how do we have more confirmation? Okay, we swept the gray box low, and then we tapped into uh the discount of the range, created a swing, and then start pushing up, right? Um, so it's just like an extra confluence that okay, we may be pushing this direction based off the sweep, right?
Based off sweep, I
Um,
see.
in this case, we swept the high, but we didn't sweep the low. We swept the high, we didn't sweep the low. We swept the high, but we didn't sweep the low. So where do you think we're more likely to go? The places where we swept or places that we didn't sweep?
The places that we didn't sweep.
Exactly, right? Because these are all liquidity, bro,
Built up
that we're
liquidity
just
points.
building. So we're more likely to go down in this case, which we did, right? Because we have to take all the liquidity, including this low.
Uh,
Oops.
I see.
Yep. Uh, and combining the gray boxes with whatever we use is very important, I think, right? So we swept the high, we swept the low, we didn't sweep the high, we swept the low, but sometimes like uh I don't even like consider like using the highs and lows of this, but rather using what's inside sometimes. In this case, what do we create here? An order block, right?
Right.
So created order block, came down, hit the 50, including the fair value gap here, created a swing, and then we started dumping right at 930. So um yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. That
Awesome,
definitely
awesome.
makes sense. Now knowing those like session times, I'm just gonna. I definitely one thing too. I need to make things more simple on my chart. I have like too many like fucking the indicators need to all be like one color for shit and everything. Or and not indicators, but like the trend lines and shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is my chart pretty clean to you?
yeah, bro, it's clean as fuck. That's what I'm saying. It's just like clean, simple, basic. It's like your red lines are either like a CIC or liquidity point.
Yeah,
It's like nothing
exactly.
like that type of shit. It looks very clean.
It's like I don't like to like have it like as you can see, like this
You have two indicators.
indicator like this indicator is the only thing I use ever for my trading, bro. I mean, like Adrian teaches you to use certain things, but this is just how I do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
Whether or not you want to follow his or mine, it doesn't matter, but ultimately like we still like understand the same logic, the same concept, right?
For
I
sure,
just
100%.
um I just took a little detour, I guess. I don't know. Um okay, so we have the high, right? Gets swept, lows get swept. So it's you have to like kind of like really understand where we're coming from, right? Um because sometimes you have days like this where okay, we sweep Asia low right here. Okay, so this is a buy opportunity, but then we hit Asia midline, you see? And then what do? We instantly reject and going lower. So these are some days where I just like, okay, quickly take my TP. Okay. Like let's say like we swept Asia low, okay, creating a swing. I want to buy up. Then I'll be buying up here and then just TPing here or at the right here.
See what you're saying. Gotcha.
And then let's say if I was looking for shorts, I'll be like looking for this area to be swept. Okay, Asian mid also got hit, you know? Then I'll be like, okay, draw my fib. Okay, 50% or not my fib, the order block, 50% hit, swing, and then I'll be looking to sell. So it's you can't be married to one bias, bro,
I
And
see what you're saying.
also yeah, just kind of have to be flexible. It's like if you see this one thing and it's like what it should do, and then you wait for what it's supposed to do, then there's your bias, flipped right there.
I see exactly what you're saying. I see exactly
Um,
what you're saying. That's why having the fluidity of jumping between both biases.
yeah, you get that, bro. I swear. But you know, and sometimes it's like if you want to see things that you want to see, then you would trade. If you don't, then you don't trade.
I don't trade. Right.
But these are the things that you have to like wait and see the confirmations. Unless you see them, you know, you don't enter. So it's like you have to
Yeah.
be kind of indecisive in a sense to where um like you weigh your options, right? It's like you do it or not do it. But then like
Right.
once you see it, that's when you do it. You know what I mean? But
Uh,
before then, you're like, okay, you're not adamant about entering. You know what I mean? Because that's when you like get rushed into a feeling, okay, I have to enter. Like,
yeah. No, for
uh,
sure. For sure, I see what you're saying.
So just reason yourself like, okay, should I enter this? Okay, then why? Like you have to like, you know, give question to your logic, to your analysis. And
Yeah,
but yeah, man, like
yeah, no, that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense for sure. And I like going over this too, especially like after more time goes on. I'm like understanding
oh,
exactly what you guys are saying.
100%, bro. 100%.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like I'm understanding what you guys are saying, but now it's just like when I'm by myself and it's like I see it and it's just like that mental block. I know that's like the only thing I need to work on. I know that for sure. I feel very good. I could like show you how the trade worked, why it worked.
Yeah,
Feeling very
yeah.
confident there, but it's like the difference of seeing the trade and slapping the trade on.
100%. 100%. Um
Yeah, fuck yeah.
uh yeah, no, for sure, bro. Like I I'm very non-traditional trader because I like to trade gold during Asia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Um
see what you're saying. You switch. I feel like it used to be New York now. Like in the intro call video with Matt, I know you're like, yeah, we trade New York. Like I trade New York times.
yeah, bro, I switch it up all the time, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it's different, bro. I don't know. Cause I do like, NQ during New York, but I also do like gold. And so I think I prefer gold more just cuz I've had more success with gold,
I
personally.
see. I see.
Like I just, I don't know. For me, I've always been trading gold, before I even started trading futures. So it's like more familiar with
I
this
see what you're saying.
pair.
How it moves everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it may look like it's messy, choppy, whatever, but it's like it's moving purposefully, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Of course.
it's like sweeping the high, creating liquidity, like whatever the case may be, it's doing what it's supposed to do, but ultimately the target like is already like visible. Like for an example, like, you know, even before we swept, we did this move, I already knew we were gonna reach down to these lows.
Mm,
Why? Why is that?
uh,
You have to look at in terms of like the range too, you know? You see? The low to the high, and you see how we tapped into the 50. So, you know, just understanding that, like you can kind of tell that okay, uh where is the nearest point of liquidity, you know, to the 50? It'll be all these lows, right? Including this low obviously, but um
I see what you're
mainly
saying.
mainly, I was looking at these two. So like let's say I drew a line, right? So yeah, we swept it, created the SMT, and then we started pushing up. And then obviously this is SMT high, so that's why we push down, right? So
Gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
do
That makes
like to
sense.
use SMT, but it's like not every trade I will need it or use it,
Like taking into consideration.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially higher time frame SMT, I will use that 100%. But like on a lower time frame, I don't really, consider it too much. I just like to use uh, order flow, right? Plus uh the fibs, CISD, displacements, all that we use.
Gotcha.
Uh
I see.
and combine that with yeah. But yeah, man, do you have any
Yeah,
questions?
but that makes a lot of sense. No. That makes a lot of sense. I really wanted to see those gray boxes and everything. And actually, in my head too, I was like, oh, I want to ask him about his trades he took. So you literally covered the two things I was gonna ask you
Oh
exactly.
yeah, yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's it's you can kind of like see it, right? How to use it, use these gray boxes. Okay, okay, we set the high. Okay, maybe we take shorts. We set the low. Okay, maybe we take longs, right? It's kind of brain dead, but it's like if you have the correct idea behind it, you can consider it as like okay, we set up liquidity, right? Simple as that.
I see what you're saying.
See,
I
like
see.
we swipe liquidity. Okay, now we're and not only that, like I said, if you put all everything into consideration, we swipe agent low, so previous daily low, we had a CISD order block swing, plus we tapped into the discount. Like when things are like stacked in your favor, okay, like that's when you can like consider this as like your cue. It's like okay, like maybe we're gonna reverse, or something.
Gotcha.
Just
I see what you're saying.
yeah, same thing here, right? Swept Asia high, swept two gray boxes, all the liquidity not swept, and then what do? We just start dumping. Um, but yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah, bro, that makes a lot of sense. Fuck yeah.
fuck yeah, bro.
Very nice.
Uh, agent Adrian will tell you to use different Asia session timing, but if I could change the timing, I would, but unfortunately I
Oh,
can't.
uh,
So I mean, it's whatever, bro. I mean, I just like to use this.
is it possible to create your own indicator? You can create like the Paul Lit trading indicator.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I one day I plan on definitely, making my own indicator. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
Nice, bro.
like
Fuck.
this because it has you know, the great boxes there.
Gotcha.
I believe this is the real timing though. This blue box
The
is like
blue
the
ones.
real like futures timing for yeah. It's like futures market Asia session.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's
I
a
see what
bit
you're saying.
different. It's a bit different, but it's generally the same. Um, yeah, I don't know. Can't really tell the
Interesting.
difference too much, but
Yeah, not really. Yeah.
oh, this is a major difference, right?
Oh shit. Yeah, it is.
But yeah,
Uh,
sometimes it's big differences, but uh, yeah, man. If you have any
bro.
questions, just let me know, bro, and we can hop on call.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%. I just love seeing the stuff too. Like the more and more I get into it, I love just like hopping to the calls with you guys, just seeing how your mind works. Like the more I know stuff, like
Yeah,
just all makes more sense as I go on.
yeah, for sure, man.
Hell yeah,
Just
bro.
keep playing around with it, and yeah, let me know how it works
Yeah, no,
out.
I definitely will. Nice, bro. Chilling this weekend, or what are you doing?